What's up, Bills Mafia? I got 5 takeaways from the Buffalo Bills win over the Miami Dolphins this past Sunday. But before we get to that, let's get to that intro.
This is PZ Music.
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell because I always forget to tell you. Well, Bills Mafia, I got 5 takeaways from the Buffalo Bills thrashing of the Miami Dolphins this past Sunday. Actually, I have a few bonuses to add to those 5 takeaways. Real quick, guys, if you want to become a member of Mafia Sports Report, the link is below in the description. It's only $4.99 a month, and you will get 1 to 2 videos a week that's only for members. And you're also supporting the channel and helping this channel grow. And I really do appreciate that. So without further ado, let's get this thing going. Once again, shout out to Bills Wire for creating this article. All right, 5 takeaways. A shootout is won. While the final score did not look like a back and forth affair, it very much was early. The Bills and the Dolphins exchanged touchdowns in the first half, and Buffalo just kept on rolling. Bills quarterback Josh Allen began the game with the touchdown pass to Gabe Davis on the opening drive. Then Buffalo proceeded to put up 6 total touchdowns. It was the third of 4 games so far this season that backup quarterback Kyle Allen and company finished out a contest. Isn't that crazy? I actually was talking to my co-host Mikey yesterday on yesterday's podcast about that. I don't remember the last time that a backup quarterback came in this early in a season, this many games in a row. That is now 3 weeks in a row that Kyle Allen has come in and the rest of the backups to finish a game. That is unbelievable. And that just goes to show you how good this Buffalo Bills team is playing. Now, yeah, a shootout is won early on. It was 14-14. We scored, they scored, we scored, they scored, and it was like I was like, oh, here we go. This game might come down to whoever has the ball last in the fourth quarter. But our defense just stepped up. McDermott did his adjustments, and you saw the final results. And that is what I'm talking about with McDermott and his style of defense compared to Frazier. He just is more aggressive. He understands he needs to do in-game adjustments. You can't just stick with the script. And that's exactly what he did. And you saw the end results was a 48-20 win over the Dolphins, who were considered, the golden child of the NFL heading into that game. The greatest show on surf. And we shut that shit down. And by the way, that Dolphins team is a good team. Don't get me wrong. They have some hella playmakers on offense. Speed all around. They are going to be a problem for a lot of teams. But we play them very well, as you guys know. So let's get to the next one. Diggs has a big day. He did. Allen had 4 touchdown passes, but it was Stefon Diggs that stole the day. He had 3 scores, including one where he broke 2 Dolphins defenders and another where he celebrated the score with beers. Diggs finished with 6 total receptions and 120 receiving yards. Sunday will go down as a Stefon Diggs game after that effort. I agree, man. And I by the way, a lot of Dolphin fans are hitting me up saying, "Oh, Kohu, if it wasn't for Kohu, stop," because Stefon Diggs does this against the best. That's why he is considered one of the best wide receivers in the game. He has games like this against many corners and many top end corners. And it doesn't matter if Ramsey was in the game or not. Go back to 2022 when we played the Rams and he dogged out Ramsey, made Ramsey look stupid. So, it wasn't a Kogu thing, though. He's not very good. But I think Stefon Diggs would have had that game regardless of whoever was covering him. That's just the kind of player Stefon Diggs is. And yeah, Stone Cold Stefon Diggs, man. That's his new nickname in Buffalo, I guess. So I'm cool with it. All right, let's get next on this list. A very clean day. The final score and turnover battle were both equally lopsided in favor of the Bills against the Dolphins. Miami turned the ball over 3 times on downs in the second half. Dolphins quarterback Tua also had an interception caught by the Bills defensive back Micah Hyde. On the flip side, Buffalo was clean, Allen included, no giveaways. That's how you beat other good teams. I agree. And I said that prior to the game and Friday night show, Friday Night Lights, this game was going to be decided on the offense for us, I believed, and obviously, I needed the defense to do its job, but I felt like if the offense played a clean game, no turnovers, run the ball, they will win the game. If they played that style of football, and they sure did. They ran the ball. Josh Allen, was really, really smart. No turnovers, no, just stupid passes. No hero ball. He took the sacks when he had to. It is what it is. And he had a clean game, and that's what we want to see from Josh Allen. And listen, the hero ball will come here and there, and I don't mind it in certain situations. But that game yesterday, we didn't need hero ball. We needed to play a safe, effective game, and once again, Josh Allen's proven he can do that. But yeah, man, that was a great performance by the offense by Josh Allen. All right, next up, speed is dealt with. The Dolphins offense relies heavily on speed, both relating to their receivers and quarterback. Tua gets the ball out faster than anyone in the NFL and has been sacked only one time prior to Sunday. Buffalo got to him multiple times. Gregory Rousseau had 2 sacks. Meanwhile, Ed Oliver and Daquan Jones each added 1 more apiece. Tyreek Hill led the Dolphins on the outside with 58 receiving yards on 3 catches. He's done a lot more damage than that in the past. I'll be honest with you, since Tyreek has joined the Dolphins, Buffalo Bills have really held him in check. I don't think he's had a 100-yard receiving game against the Buffalo Bills since joining the Dolphins. We've done very, very good at containing him. And let me tell you, he's one of the best in the league. So that is not an easy thing to do, but we just, we dial it up another notch when we play Tyreek Hill. We have to, because he will take it to the house every single time. He's that kind of a receiver. But yeah, speed kills, man. And we just eliminated a lot of their options. And, McDermott started to, bring more pressure. If you saw the first 2 drives, he was playing more of a soft zone. They scored right away. And McDermott went to man. And McDermott started switching it up more, putting more pressure on Tua, getting him off his first read. And how do you do that? Because we were jamming up his first read at the line, playing really physical with the receiver. That's when Tua starts to get a little bit reckless and hold the ball a little bit more than he's used to. His first read is always his best read for him. And that's why he gets the ball out quickly. But if you eliminate that first read, that's where Tua tends to hold the ball a little bit longer. And that's when you can get to Tua. And their offensive line is average at best. And they Armstead winded up going out of that game. I believe they were missing their center to start the game. And we just brung that heat. We brung that heat all day long at Oliver, Daquan Jones. And I felt like McDermott was just throwing a lot of exotic looks out there. And like I said, got physical with that team. That's how you beat speed. You got to play physical. And I think McDermott learned that early on in that game when Miami scored easily on their first 2 possessions. And that's when he said, you know what? All right, let's play physical. Let's beat these guys up at the line and see what they're all about. And look what happened. The results are what they are. And it was great to see. All right, next up. Back on top, but concern. The Bills are back on top of the AFC East for the first time in 2023. It doesn't come without concern. Just as future Hall of Famer Von Miller is set to return in Week 5 from his knee injury, maybe, top defensive back Trey White went down with a potential Achilles injury. It's an Achilles tear. He's out. That could be a huge loss. Dane Jackson will likely have to step up, and Kaiir Elam will return to the fold. He's been inactive every game so far this year. And that's the end of that article. And yeah, that let me tell you, man, I was so pumped up that game. I was so man, that like I was just like, we showed the world really what this team's about. Even though we really didn't have to prove it to, Bills Mafia knows what this team's about, right? But I was so hyped, so just like, man, happy that the Bills showed, like I said, showed everybody that we are still one of the best teams in the league. And then the Trey White injury, and it just really, man, it was gut wrenching, and it was tough to celebrate the win because of that, because he's such a good dude. He's one of our best players on defense. He's a captain. You know what I mean? Like he's just that dude. And yeah, man, really rough losing him. He's like family to those guys in there. They're all like a brotherhood. And you saw it with Jordan Poyer riding out with him on the cart. Um, just devastating. Also, McDermott, you saw his post game. He was choked up. They all love this dude, man. And, he just got back from the ACL, feeling 100% this season going in. And then, boom, just like that, guys. And it's devastating. It's devastating for anyone, and especially him, man, all the work he put in. So, he'll be okay. He'll be back. It's an Achilles. In a way, I will say, I'm glad it wasn't another ACL or the same leg, ACL wise, because that would be really, really tough to bounce back from. Achilles, believe it or not, depending on where he goes, and I'm hoping he goes to see the Aaron Rodgers doctor. They say actually it's like coming back, you're like a brand new guy, right? It's like so. Hopefully he gets it done there. Gets back next season, and we're good to go. But filling in Dane Jackson, I thought he came in when Benford got hurt. It played very, very well. I thought he played physical. Matter of fact, I think it was the very first play of that series when Dane came in. He laid a whopping hit on their receiver, and man, our defense was like, yeah, like they were pumped, man, for Dane, and I think it got us a little juice, a little energy going with that defense too. And then Benford came back, thank God. Now Benford is day to day with that shoulder, but I think he'll be okay. Just the fact that he came back in kind of tells you that it was probably a stinger. And I think he'll be okay. Now, I'm no doctor, so I have no idea, but right now it's day to day. But I believe he'll be okay. Now, Kyer Elam has not seen the field in 2023. We all know this, and I was concerned. And I felt bad for Kyer because this dude's a first round pick. He's not a bad player. What I've seen from him, I've seen good stuff. I've seen a little bad, no doubt about it, but I see the potential, and I see why he's a first round pick. But Sean McDermott and company maybe felt different, and they just were not dressing him on game day for whatever reason. Now's his opportunity. More than likely, he will be dressed on game day. And you got to earn it, kid. You got to go out there and do what you got to do, because, if he continues to, play bad or coaches aren't comfortable with him, whatever the fact may be for the rest of the season, it just may not be a good scheme for him, a good fit. And that's why I kept mentioning the trade thing to trade him, because, I think it would be fair for both, for him and for us to get something in return, and for him to have an opportunity to go play somewhere. But look, injuries happen. I get it, guys, and I understand the depth piece. I totally get your concern, and that's why trading him would have been a bad decision, because look what happened, right? Trey goes down. Now we need depth, right? And that's what you got depth about. But he's a first round pick, guys, from last year. He's a first round pick. Let me repeat that. A first round pick. He shouldn't be on the bench. He shouldn't be not dressing on game days in his second season. That's my concern. And I understand you guys all want the depth thing, but he's a first round pick, right? That would be like drafting a quarterback in the first round, going into his second season, and we're not even dressing him. He's our third string quarterback. I almost would guarantee you guys would not be like, well, it's depth. It's depth. It's good to have him on the team in case, our first string goes down, then we can have him in a second. Like, no, you would totally not feel that way. You would be like, what the hell is going on? Why is our first round quarterback not even suiting up in year two? And that's why it's a little concerning. Through 4 games, through 4 weeks, that Kaiir Elam has not even dressed up. And that's wild to me. So once again, now's his opportunity, because clearly whatever he was doing in training camp, the coaches weren't liking. Clearly, you guys can argue with me all day, about this, but they're seeing it, not us. I'm not there. So clearly they saw something that they don't like, or they're not liking, and they think he needs more work. But now is his opportunity, right? More than likely, he'll have the opportunity. So I wish him well. I hope that he steps up and earns it. And we'll see. That's all I can say. But I am not that worried. I'll be honest with you. I thought Dane Jackson had a very strong training camp. I thought he had a strong preseason. He was neck to neck with Christian Benford for that CB2 role. Neck to neck. It came down to when they did the official depth chart. And I don't think anybody really knew who it was going to be. I think a lot of us wanted Benford, but we weren't totally sure what McDermott was going to do. It was close. It was a close race. I thought they both played very good. I thought Benford did a little bit more, but I thought Dane Jackson had a very solid preseason. Like I said, interception. He was physical. So I have no concern when Dane Jackson and Christian Benford as our 1 and 2, for the remainder of the season. And Kaiir Elam back there, dressed hopefully on game days, just in case he needs to come in. So yeah, I wouldn't be overly concerned. Von Miller's coming back, by the way. Will he be back week 5 against the Jags in London? I don't think so, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe they put him on a limited snap count just to kind of knock the rust off. Maybe. You never know. And then we come back home, play the Giants, and he sees a little bit more reps. And then we kind of wing him back slowly, like Trey White in 2022 when Trey White came back against the Lions. Remember, if you guys remember that, it was kind of a slow pace to get him in, get him more snap counts. And eventually, I think it was like maybe the following game, or maybe it was 2 games later where he officially started, getting the full snap count. So I think kind of that's what they'll do with Von. It's more of a knock the rust off, get you back in NFL game shape, and go from there. But he is at practice this week, guys. So that's an awesome thing. And I cannot wait for him to be on the field, man, to see what McDermott dials up on defense, man. But anyways, guys, I do got 2 bonuses, actually. So another takeaway, okay? And this goes out to not just Dolphin fans, but just fans in general. Do not talk trash if you can't back it up. And really, honestly, I'm not a shit talker in general. And when you do that, guys, it looks so bad, especially when you lose. And it's so early in the season. I kept telling you guys, this is a long season, and this is how it works. And the national media will get your team a little hyped up, and you'll start buying into it that you're the greatest, and we're gonna kick your ass, and you guys suck, and you're gonna, talking all that smack, and then you're nowhere to be found after. And if you are, you have excuses. Listen, once again, I'll tell you how it is, man. It's a long season, 18 weeks, 17 games. That's why I don't get too hyped up. But I believe in my team, and we've been there, done that. And that's the reason why that I could be a little bit more like, hey, we're the kings of the East, and and it's proven because we've won it 3 times in a row. And we've also proven that through a course of 18 weeks, 17 games, that we could finish the season strong, unlike the Jets, unlike the Dolphins, unlike the Patriots, who all crumble. These are facts, and I'm not talking trash. And that's the big difference. These people want to come on here. Josh Allen sucks. He's overrated. He doesn't come up in big games. Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay, do you see what his record is versus your team? Do you understand that he's undefeated at home against your team? Like, how are you going to talk trash? At least back it up with some facts. But anyways, yeah, that's another takeaway. It's like, yo, when you talk trash, back it up. And when you also talk trash and you lose, It's not a good feeling. So be humble with victory and defeat, right? Being humble is says a lot about a person. So, and I said that last year, by the way, to Viking fans, and I told them, y'all being like, they were the worst guys. The Viking fans came on my channel for a whole week talking trash, being like clowns, and I said, okay, it's a long season. Let's see where you guys finish. That's all I could say. And look at them. Look at them. Look how they finished. Look how they're doing this year. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. And then I guess my other takeaway is just, you know, how impressed I am with Sean McDermott, um, and this coaching staff, especially Sean McDermott. I really have my concerns going into the season if he can handle both head coaching and defensive play calling. And he has really proven me wrong in a way because I really was concerned. Now I didn't say he couldn't do it, but I was concerned. So he has proven already through 4 weeks that he's more than capable of handling both, and he can do it at a high level. And I'm proud of that man. I'm proud of what he's done here in Buffalo, no doubt about it. I still am sticking to what I said though in the offseason that this is year 7 for Sean McDermott as a Buffalo Bills head coach, and he needs to figure out what is preventing this team from getting to a Super Bowl when we reach the playoffs, because we're a playoff team. You guys know that. I'm a confident that I could be confident about. This team is a playoff team. McDermott is a guy that is a good regular season coach. I have total faith that he can get this team together and get us into the playoffs. It's the playoffs that I'm concerned about with him because he seems to hit a wall and he just can't figure it out. And like I said, year 7, and when we get into the playoffs and he hits another wall, we're going to have this talk again in the offseason. Okay, now we're going into year 8 with Sean McDermott. How many more years do we continue um, getting exited, getting booted out of the playoffs early without hitting a Super Bowl? And that's going to be the real question. It's something you're going to have to answer yourself. But listen, I hope that doesn't happen. I really do. I've been a fan since 1989. No Super Bowls, 0. That's all I want. I want a Super Bowl, man, and the city of Buffalo deserves it, and Bills Mafia deserves it, and that's all I want. And I really, I still believe in McDermott, obviously, and I really hope he can get the job done this season. But to start, like I said, I'm proud of him, proud of what he's done so far. I'm proud of what he's done here in Buffalo since arriving. He's turned his team around. He's got this fan base excited again. Like I can't knock what he's done. Him and Brandon Beane, love it, absolutely love it. I will, no matter what happens at the end of the day, I will applaud that man. For if he doesn't win a Super Bowl or not, but this for me, he needs to figure it out. Got to do it. It's year 7, and Josh Allen, he will only be in his prime for so long, right? And you don't want to miss out on the opportunity. And same with Stefon Diggs. You got the guys in place. Von Miller, he only has a few years left, right? So his time is done in the NFL. So let's get this job done. Let's figure it out. And I think maybe this is the year, and I'm hoping that this is the year that McDermott figures it out, gets us to the playoffs and gets us to the promised land and gets us that Super Bowl trophy that we've been all dreaming for. So Bills Mafia, if you have any takeaways, leave them below. And Bills Mafia, I love you. And as always, go Bills. I'm out of here. Peace.